President Biden is on way to walk with striking workers today. President Trump is going to address them tomorrow. How would you resolve this strike? First of all, would you get involved? Second of all, do you think the auto workers deserve the additional pay and job security and benefits that they are asking for?
Well, first, let me say, I was governor of Indiana, and Indiana is the second leading manufacturing state in the country per capita. We got an awful lot of auto workers in the state, and they're just great men and women, part of a great tradition. But I got to tell you, I think what's driving that UAW strike is not the standard arguments over class warfare and disparity between income and wages. I think it's that the fact is, under Bidenomics, wages are not keeping up with inflation. And American auto workers know that, they're feeling it. And secondly, and just as important, the Green New Deal buried in that so-called Inflation Reduction Act is waging war on people that manufacture combustion engine automobiles, which last time I checked is most of what they manufacture in Detroit. I mean, I think any auto worker paying attention, and they all do, has got to understand that Bidenomics has failed to protect their paychecks, and also that this drive toward mandating and subsidizing electric vehicles, the batteries for which are mostly made in China, many of those cars will be manufactured in China, and those factories are being built outside of Michigan. Those auto workers, I think, are stepping up. And when Joe Biden makes it to that picket line, I would encourage any UAW workers looking on to pull them aside and say, hey, can we undo this Green New Deal that's poised to shut down gasoline-powered vehicles all over this country in the next 10 to 15 years? And but at the end of the day, too, I would tell you, I'm someone that believes in right to work. I believe people ought to be able to choose whether they join a union or don't join a union. Michigan just went backwards on right to work. They repealed the right to work legislation that they passed, and I really do believe that the pathway forward for prosperity in manufacturing, including the automotive industry, is to create a more competitive environment, have right to work. Let's get beyond this Green New Deal electric vehicle mandate and subsidies, and let's bring policies that will really get wages rising in the country.
So, Vice President, I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. So you think that the strike right now by the UAW workers, that it is justified?
Well, look, I think that 74% of Americans that are frustrated with the economy under Joe Biden, I think that sentiment is very justified. But wages have not been keeping up with inflation, despite all the happy talk coming out of Washington, D.C., and working Americans know it. Now, I'll leave to the workers and negotiators and to the company to sort out, what changes could be made. I know there's negotiations underway. I'm a free market conservative. I believe those things ought to be settled in the free market. If I was president, I'd certainly encourage the dialogue. But I'd also go to the root causes of this, which is the fact that runaway inflation is undermining wages in this country, and this electric vehicle mandate and these subsidies are undermining combustion engine manufacturing of automobiles in this country, and auto workers know it.